Hello everyone. Today we are going to start a lesson disaster management, man-made disasters. Disasters can also be man-made disasters. Man-made disasters occur due to the negligence or the deliberate actions of humans. Some of the examples of man-made disasters are major fires, road and rail accidents, biological disaster, nuclear disaster, chemical disaster, etc. Let's see fire-related disasters. Fire accidents are caused in largely due to the human negligence or human malicious intent. A material, substance, or action that increase the likelihood of accidental fire to occur is therefore fire hazardous. The fire hazard include all types of live flames, cause of sparks, hot objects, and chemicals that are potential for ignition or that can aggravate a fire to become a large and uncontrolled. Household fire are caused by electrical short circuit, fault kitchen stove and cookware and flammable materials such as kerosene, etc. Industrial fire are caused by the explosion or due to the machine failure. Fire hazards pose threat to life and property. Fire safety awareness at home. First, be aware about your building execution plan. Second, get training on the fire safety. Third, have a first aid kit. Fourth, be aware about the locations on the fire extinguisher, fire alarm pull station, and emergency exit. Also learn how to operate fire extinguisher. What should what should you do not during the fire? First thing is do not panic, exit an open area, pull the nearest fire alarm or call the fire brigade. In case your clothes catch fire, stop running, drop on the floor and roll to stop the fire from spreading. Before opening a door, fill it with the back your hand. If it is a hall, do not open it. If the room is filled with smoke, stay low and the ground during the exit. Leave the building immediately. Next, do not use lift. Instead, use the staircase. Alert the nearest hospital and authority that they will definitely help you after the fire accident. Next, that is a biological disaster. A biological disaster are those that are caused due to the exposure to various toxic microorganisms, bioactive substances that lead to loss of life and illness amongst humans. For example, an outbreak of diseases, plant and animal infection, insects, and other animal plague and infection. When the disease during causing germs such as bacteria or viruses are used to cause deliberate harm to others, they are termed as a biological weapon. Sometimes hazard occur due to the release of infected human or animal into the public areas. Measures to be taken in the event of biological disaster. First one, during the biological attack, hazardous germs or substance enter human body and may cause spreadable diseases. If the symptoms are noticed in a large number of people, the matter must be reported to the local health center, that is primary health center. Stay caution and informed about the possibilities or event of biological attack. Tune in to the emergency news bulletin on radio or television. Keep yourself away from the suspicious or unknown substance. Don't touch or go near it. And last, cover your mouth and nose to avoid the inhaling in the suspicious substance that we are doing right now in COVID-19 period. Next is a nuclear disaster. The advancement in a nuclear science and technology has been boon to mankind but has also made us vulnerable against those who choose to misuse it. Nuclear disasters have caused immense damage through accident by humans due to negligence. For example, the Chernobyl accident in 1986. Exposure to the nuclear radiation for the people who work in around the nuclear areas. How we can protect ourselves from the nuclear radiation? First, stay calm and do not panic in the event of nuclear accident. Look for the common symptoms of radioactivity such as nausea, dryness, vomiting, and do not order but a wave of heat. Do not look into the first blood fall by the nuclear attack or disaster, as it may cause instant blindness. Close all doors and stay indoor and wait for the communication from the government. Radioactivity generally do not prevent solid structure. Through the fire may cause damage to the building. Now here we can see some kind of some images about the Chernobyl disaster on April 25 and 26, 1986. It was the worst nuclear accident in the history. It took place around 130 kilometers in the north of Kyiv, Ukraine. In the nuclear disaster, 2,500 people died and more than 3.5 million people were affected and more than 4 lakh were displaced in Ukraine alone. Radiation, more than 6,000 children and adolescents developed thyroid cancer due to the explosion to radiation. However, some experts have challenged to claim. The disaster also had the impact on the surrounding forest and wildlife too. In the immediate aftermath of the disaster, an area of about the 4 square mile was regarded as a red forest because of many trees turned into reddish brown and died due to the high absorption of radiation. Next is a chemical disaster. Chemical disasters are caused by the industrial accident, reckless handling of chemical, or deliberate use of chemicals to cause devastation. Poisonous gases especially caused a lot of destruction as they spread through large areas easily with a great speed. There are some symptoms too. Some of the possible indication of chemical leakage are irritation, burning sensation, and redness in a nostril and eyes, followed by nausea, di- dizziness, and etc. Now there are we can take some general precaution in a chemical hazardous. Do not light a fire or spark in an incidence of hazardous area. Spread awareness in the community living near the industrial unit so that they can aware of associate risks. Maintain a contact list containing a number of nearest fire station, police station, health services, etc. Make people around you, that is the family and neighborhood, aware about the basic feature of the various hazardous chemicals and the first aid required to treat them. Keep an emergency kit of items in the house, including medicines, documents, and valuables, etc. If possible, to avoid residing near the industries producing hazardous chemicals. During these chemical disasters, we should stay calm in some place, put a wet cloth on your face and breathe through it. Most gases will dissolve in water. Lying close to ground may help it. This is because most of hazardous gases are lighter than the air and tend to rise upward. There is a one chemical disaster, Bhopal gas tragedy. India has witnessed the world's worst chemical disaster, Bhopal gas tragedy, in the year 1984. The Bhopal gas tragedy was one of the most devastating chemical accidents in history, where many people died due to the accidental release of toxic gas methyl isocyanine (MIC). In the morning hours of December 3, 1984, 40 tons of toxic gas methyl isocyanine released from the Union Carbage Corporation Bhopal pesticides manufacturing plant, which leaked and spread throughout the city. The result was nightmare. Residents awoke to the clouds of suffocating gas and began running helplessly. This incident also caused blindness to the many. Many people even died in their sleep. They never seen the next morning. The brain, lungs, eyes, muscles, as well as neurological, gastrointestinal, reproductive, and immune system of those who survived were badly affected. Dead animals of dead bodies of humans and dead animals blocked in street, leaves turned into black in color, and the smell of burning chili pepper remained in the air. Around 10,000 people are believed to have died within the first few days. Around 5 million, around 500,000 more people suffered injuries and disasters affected of the massive poisoning. Animals died in huge numbers too. Thank you.